It's a big win for Madison and South Central Wisconsin. Just before Christmas, the Air Force announced that the Wisconsin Air National Guard's 115th Fighter Wing is a preferred candidate to become home to a squadron of F-35A Lightning II fighter jets. The new high-tech jets would be based at Truax Field in Madison. Governor Walker said it would be like pouring jet fuel on the local economy. We're talking about the impact of the F-35 with Zach Brandon, president of the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce, which lobbied for the F-35 in Madison. Zach, thanks for being with us. And the fact that the Chamber of Commerce is involved in this at all tells us this is much more than just a military operation, that this is going to have a significant impact beyond that. How big a deal is this for Madison?
A great question, Ken. When you think about what this could be and what it is to the region. So Madison is a very quiet Air Force town. We've had a base for decades, for 60 years. The impact of this is $100 million a year, and it should guarantee the base's position for the next 30 years. So you're talking about a potential of a $3 billion impact on the economy, 1,200 jobs, 525 of those jobs full-time. But it also has reach beyond South Central Wisconsin and the Dane County, Greater Madison area. You got the 128th Refueling Wing here. This creates synergy between the Milwaukee area and Madison so that these jets, these state-of-the-art fifth-generation jets, can be refueling in the air with the tankers that fly out of the Milwaukee area. And then you also have the central part of the state, the Juneau County area, which has some of the best airspace in the country, which was one of the reasons why Madison was selected. But Volk Field and the area surrounding Volk Field creates significant opportunity for them to have an invigorated new mission. So really the economic impact will stretch well beyond Madison. But on the front line, it is about $100 million a year.
Local chambers, of course, work all the time to try to attract new businesses, corporations, industries, things like that. How is the pitch different? What did you have to do to make this approach different than what you're used to?
Well, you're not pitching a CEO. This is a blend of politics and military protocol and spaces that you're not necessarily familiar with. And so we initially retained a consultant out of the D.C. area. We retained a retired four-star general, who happened to be the former vice chief of the Air Force, so well-known, well-respected, developed the protocol for site selection. But then we also made sure that we had business community involved, that we had the local government, bipartisan support, the entire congressional delegation. Tammy Baldwin, Senator, had been a long-time supporter of the F-35 program in Madison, helped lead the charge, but we had Governor Walker, we had Speaker Ryan. Republicans and Democrats from around the state came together and said, this is good for Madison, but it's good for Wisconsin as well. And thankfully, the Air Force looked at it and said, you're right. And that's maybe the biggest difference is when something's purely political, you can maybe use politics or use lobbying to change decisions. When you're thinking about how businesses make decisions, there's kind of 5 reasons why they do, and you can react to those. Mm-hmm. The military is a much different animal and a much different operation. And they're very focused on repeatable and defendable protocols. And so we had to better understand what those are and then make sure that we were tailoring our message to what we knew they wanted. But at the end of the day, it's a great base with great airmen, a great installation, great fighter jets, and so it just made sense for the Air Force to do it.
You talked about some of the military reasons, the airspace, Volk Field being nearby, that sort of thing. But what about the non-military benefits of the Madison area? What sorts of things did you have to pitch to the military to say this is where we want to have this F-35 program?
Sure. Well, it's a state-of-the-art aircraft, 5th-generation stealth fighter. Right, this is the bleeding edge of technology. So we made the case that Madison is also on the bleeding edge of technology, that you have this high-tech sector, this booming high-tech sector occurring, and so that the alignment between what they saw as a technological installation and the technology economy that's developing in Dane County created great synergies as well. We talked to them, as we mentioned, about the airspace, but also about the community's acceptance, and then location matters here. That on 9/11, when we were unsure what every aircraft's intention was as it was in the air, the ability to scramble jets from Madison to Chicago. Once those planes are airborne, they can be in Chicago airspace in 7 minutes. And so it's also it's a defender of airspace, both the Minneapolis Tower and the O'Hare Tower, the Chicago Tower. But unfortunately, too, we have to start thinking about our northern border. With some of the issues that are happening in Russia and other places, and thinking about what does the northern hemisphere look like, and so having a fighter jet installation as well on the northern side of the country matters, and so all those go into the decision-making set
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, Madison came out on top.
Yeah, and a lot of celebrating on a bipartisan level, which is not something that we often see, right? Zach, listen, I appreciate your time. Zach Brandon with the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce. Thanks very much for being with us here today. Now, a little more about that jet. Lockheed Martin calls the F-35 Lightning II the world's most advanced multi-role fighter. It's a single-seat, single-engine jet equipped with cutting-edge avionics and next-generation stealth. The F-35 is expected to arrive at Truex in 2023. Next on Upfront, the first voting in Wisconsin in 2018, just weeks away.